Hi guys, today I'm doing a showcase of a new game that I've been playing. It's called Teamfight Tactics, or TFT in short. I've been playing a similar auto battler genre of games for quite a while now, namely Dota Underlords, but seeing how that game is pretty much dead, I recently decided to give TFT a shot, and it has been a great experience so far. I've also started a channel on Twitch, which I'm still trying to figure out. But for any of you who might be interested in following more of my TFT experience, do follow me on Twitch for more updates. For today's video, I'm hoping for it to be a sort of introduction/tutorial for newer or intermediate level players. I'll be sharing with you some of my thoughts and rationale for making certain decisions and the game, which could hopefully be helpful if you're a new player trying to learn the ropes, or someone who's been playing for not too long hoping to glean some tips and tricks. Now this part of the recording is a little glitched up, so we're just gonna skip forward a couple of minutes. My apologies for that, but we haven't missed too much. Basically, I've picked the Woodland's Trinket augment, which allows my hero with the highest attack speed to make 2 low HP clones of himself, and I'm currently playing the Scrap Bodyguard synergy, hoping to pick up more scrap units and possibly for full scrap. Now over here, the shop gave me 2 high-level Yordles, 2 Gnar, 1 Lulu, which would allow me to temporarily activate the Yordle synergy, so I'm going to field them. My Yordles are a great way for beginners to get a feel of the game because they're relatively easy to play in the lower ranks, but they quickly become non-viable as they're pretty easy to counter, so we're most likely going to field them temporarily just to get some extra economy from free Yordles. Now, so you can see here that I placed my Poppy at a specific position because I did some scouting earlier and saw that that was a team with an assassin at that spot. So you could sometimes help to know what or where your opponents are fielding your units, so you can gain a tactical advantage against them. So. So we're stage 2 of 3 now, and if you also bought XP once earlier, right before 2-1, which we have skipped over, you would see that you're currently at 4 out of 10 XP now. And what I would typically do here would be to buy XP one more time, to bring it up to 8 out of 10, so you could level up right after this round to get a fresh shot with higher tier units. Now, many new players make the mistake of being overly conscious of their economy or interest that they're getting in the early rounds, and for more cases that would work against them. Now in TFT, high value units are sometimes a lot stronger than simply 2 or 3 starring low value units, so I'm leaning more towards leveling up faster to gain access to these units sooner. Moving on to the carousel stage, so a common mistake that some new players would make would be to pick heroes that they want to add to their field during the carousel, which is fine, provided that they're carrying an item that's suitable for them, and that you're even intending to be building items for that hero. Now, with the exception of a few select cases, we should typically be picking components that we want as part of the items that we want to build, rather than picking for specific heroes. Right, over here you can see that us leveling up earlier paid off, as we now see a 4-cost unit, Ari, in the shop, and we will definitely be buying her because she provides the Arcanist synergy with Ziggs, and it also helps to field some high-cost units before the second augment, just in case you get a recompulator. Okay, and this might just be the luckiest game ever now because we are dealt with a 4-cost Syndicate which synergizes with Ari. Now since Braum is also a bodyguard, I will be replacing Blitzcrank with him and probably head towards building Syndicates now instead of my original plan to go for Scrap. Now having 2 4-cost units in the lineup this early really helps, and this will help us to perpetuate the win streak, which helps the economy too, even though we're barely getting any interest over the past few rounds. So for new players just starting out, you might be easily overwhelmed by the sheer number of things to look at, and therefore one of the best times to scout around, see what your opponents are playing, will be during the planning phase of a creep round, since your opponent's lineup will be intact and there typically isn't that much to prepare for before a creep round.
I can do this.
Alright, here the stars have aligned once again to give us exactly the components we need for 2 of Ari's core items. Now, Morello, which is formed from a belt and a rod, is a must-have for any AoE damage dealers which deal magic or true damage, and Blue Buff, which retains mana after each cast, is a must-have for Ari since her skills improve each time she casts it. Here I'm keeping the Lulu around as we have also picked up our 3rd Syndicate unit, Morgana, which is also an enchanter. Right, now we're at our 2nd augment. Now, of these 3, I typically don't like to pick augments which limit my placements to just the front or back rows, especially in a comp where I have bodyguards protecting my frail backliners. So we're just gonna go for golden gifts here, which is in my opinion can sometimes be pretty underwhelming augment to get as well because of the 2 great loot orbs, but at least that will give us some gold to catch up on the economy that we have been lacking the whole game. So you can see here we're getting really close to 3-starring both Poppy and Ziggs from just the free Yordles that we're getting. So we're just gonna sit back and let that happen for now. And also, since we've got enough gold to level up while maintaining the maximum interest, we can now field Morgana to complete the Syndicate synergy, and also switch down Nar for Lulu for an additional Enchanter synergy. So you can see that the fights are getting pretty intense and pretty close now, especially with my bad placement of units, which caused my clone Aries to be exposed. So we're probably going to do some minor adjustments later on to try to accommodate for that. Alright, we finally see a Vex in the store now, so we're gonna grab her, and we have also not seen any further Syndicate units now, because the remaining few Syndicate units are low cost ones, which are going to be pretty rare to come by at this stage. With the Vex, we can now consider getting a tier 2 Arcanist synergy instead, which will further bolster Ahri's DPS. And this fight also explains why we're not seeing any Syndicate units, because this guy here has been collecting so many of them. It seems he's going to try to 3-star all the low-cost Syndicate units. Which brings me to the other subject about unit pools in TFT. Because unit pools in TFT is a lot smaller than if you've played Dota Underlords before. The unit pools here are a lot smaller, and there are a lot less units of the same types here, so clashes can be pretty disastrous here. And now that we've also managed to 2-star our Vex, it is looking like she will become our primary tank for quite a while, so I'm just going to go ahead and give her the Dragon Claws item formed by combining 2 cloaks. And now if you're wondering why I'm still holding on to all the spare Nars, even though there's literally well, very remote possibility that I'll be actually fielding them right now. That's because another player is trying to play full Yordles, and depriving him of 4 out of 18 Gnars in the game will definitely make his life a lot harder. Alright, so 4-4 is the, well, last carousel for quite a while where we can actually still pick components, because the next carousel is going to be filled with completed items only. So it would be important that at this point you pick out any last crucial pieces of components that you need to form the items you want for the end game. Now this is also the first carousel in which 5-cost units appear, so any mercenary players or players who are struggling at this point will go for the 5-cost units to try to stabilize their teams.
I'm skipping.
It is in motion.
So the next round will be the final Augment that we're getting, and we're getting Prismatic Tier Augments this time around. And under normal circumstances, I would not have picked the Golden Egg because it's a huge gamble with seriously delayed gratifications. Many teams would not even survive the 7 rounds to see the egg hatch, while the other players are pummeling you with, some other really strong augments they would have gotten. But in this case, we're having a really lucky game and we're still doing quite well, so I'm gonna pick the Golden Egg just for kicks. So At this stage, we would typically be rolling down on the rest of our goals. We try to stabilize the team, or ignoring the economy and leveling up to level 9 to find some relevant 5-cost units to help us stay alive. But since we're in a relatively healthy stage right now, I'm just gonna go ahead and hold on to the gold a little bit more before we decide what to do. Okay, by now we've held on to the spare Yordles for long enough, I think, and it should have done its work depriving the Yordles player, and I'm not super sure if he's even still alive right now, so we're just going to sell basically everything and try to level up. So it appears that we're slightly short to level up if we want to maintain the maximum interest. Under normal circumstances, it's perfectly okay to just go ahead and do so, and just go ahead and level up, as long as you still have a handful of gold to roll for some of the 5-cost units that you want. But since we're pretty comfortable right now, I'm just going to hold back on doing that right now. Also, if you've been noticing, we've been getting mainly 2-cost Yordles every round, because once you 3-start your Poppy and Ziggs, the least they could give you are Lulu and Corki, which is an additional 2 gold every round, so that's really sweet. Okay, so it appears that the Yordles player was actually still alive, so I probably should have sold off my Nars earlier. So like I said, it's really important to scout around your opponents if you can afford the time to do that. Either way, I'll be actually leveling up to level 9 automatically after this round, so we should be able to start improving our lineup a little bit, since we have been losing a couple of rounds here and there so far. So like I mentioned earlier, this carousel is all completed items only. So if you're still lacking any components at this point, you could actually hold out further until the next carousel to grab those final components, but typically most players would not actually survive that long. As you can see, there's only 4 players left at this point. So we've also found our first 5-cost unit over here. Yep, there it is, Jinx, and I could take that since she shares the scrap synergy with Ziggs. Though it's slightly regrettable I did not keep the Corkis around to go with her twin shot. Either way, I do have some attack damage items that I can use on her, so I'm just gonna field her for now. So we're one turn away from the golden egg hatching. Now, to be honest, I've not played the game so far to see my own golden egg hatch. So let's look forward to seeing what goodies are coming up from the 7-turn delayed gratification.
Yep. Glass is half empty.
Also, we have just found Victor in this round as well. So, the 5-cost Arcane's unit, so we're just going to field him and switch out Malzahar for now. And at this point, the train of thought is I'm just going to slow roll for Ari and maybe some other 5-cost units that I can possibly field, and not really start rolling down till I'm in imminent danger. And the golden egg is hatched. There's a bunch of gold and 2 tactician crowns and 2 thief gloves as well. Now since we're immediately having 2 additional space to fill, I'm just going to grab Galio since he shares the bodyguard synergy with Braum, and make plans to get rid of Poppy and maybe Lulu when I have the opportunity. And honestly speaking, I think with the 2 tactician crowns and 2 thief gloves from the Dragon's Egg, there is really nothing much more to say at this point. We're just likely going to continue cruising our way to a very easy victory, so well, just sit back and enjoy the rest of the rounds.
Jinx? Stand for Jinx. Whatever, let's just start shooting.
I can make a difference here.
I'm always ready. best defense is me.
Cool.
With utmost efficiency.
Whatever. Stop shooting. Shall we? Cool. I'm on it, Black Q!
I'm always ready.
Jinx? Stands for Jinx. Jinx? Stands for Jinx.
So we're coming to the end of the video, and if you stay till to the end, thank you very much for watching, and please do subscribe to my channel and follow me on Twitch, where I'm planning to be streaming more of my TFT experiences. Hope you enjoyed the video.